So we decided to take another trip to one of our favourite locations and stay a night.
It didn't take long before we heard something crash behind the rocks, but it turned out there was just a few kangaroos. We continued further down the track before we planned what direction to go.
Suddenly we sighted a small mob of goats.
It turned out that there was a lot of big billies in the mob. I snuck up in the long grass and came in really close, but the billy I was after just never turned broadside. I came to full draw a couple times, hoping that he was gonna turn, but it just never happened. So I ended up spooking him, as when Annie saw me and they all ran away.
That was intense. We have been after this mob for a while now, since we came up here, and they crossed the road. So we came after them and circled around, and I saw this mob of billies, big billies, out in the open grass, out in the open timber. I went for a stalk. I had the grass up in this height because I was bowing down, bending down, and I came in. I was just surrounded by big billies around me, 15 meters away, but I just couldn't get the shot away. I couldn't get a perfect angle. They never turned broadside, and then the nannies ended up spotting me. They took off, and then the billies, they look up and they follow the nannies. So we know where they are now. Now we're just gonna back out and come around and hopefully bump into them again. But man, I could hear my heart all the time. It's goat hunting.
So we caught up with the goats again. We were pretty much on their tails, and then we're not sure if we spooked them because none of them could see us. The wind was in our favour, but they just weren't sure, like something wasn't right. So they ended up running down the rocky flat. We saw the direction they were going, so we stalked them again, ended up catching up to them again, but they were climbing down the rocks, so we just caught up with them again after that, but they were out of our reach, so we're just going to head back to the car now, have a coffee and something to eat, and then head back out again and find some more. So we just got back to the car and we're going to make some coffee. Just heating the kettle now. Getting stuff set up. We've got the chairs awning.
I decided to prepare a campfire because there's nothing better than coming back to camp and it's all sorted and ready to go.
Hey guys, so Christian was out getting some sticks for the fire later, and I thought I'd use these binoculars because I could see a white speck on the hill over there, and I could see that it was a goat. So I got these, and I had a look, and just over on the mountain over there is a mob of white goats. Just over there. It's just cool watching them from a distance, and you can hear them as well. It was hard to see the goats from the camera lens, but in real life it wasn't too bad.
I went for an afternoon hunt while Selena was back in camp. It wasn't long until dark. Later on I came across a small mob of goats. They were down underneath me in some high cliffy mountains, but they sensed something was wrong and took off.
Oh, this is so good. Get the boots off and get some air on the feet.
We had a really nice evening around the campfire, but we decided to hit the hay early.
It's 5:45 in the morning now. In here in the tent. It's been a good night. The moon has been shining all night, so it's quite bright outside, which is pretty cool. And yeah, we had a good sleep. We heard some noises around the tent, just some crashing branches and stuff. It's always funny to hear what noises you're gonna hear outside your tent when you camp out here. So I'm gonna get up now. I have some breakfast, and then get ready to head out and see if I can find a goat.
Not long after this, I saw a bigger billy standing almost by himself, and it was time to take action.
So this just happened. This billy was standing pretty much alone. He had a few older kids with him. I was just stalking after another bigger mob with a lot of big billies, and they spooked off. So I thought, all right, I'll go back to camp and then make a new plan. As I was going through a bush on the way back, I saw this guy, spotted him. Nice bright color, so he stood out clearly in the bush. He was quiet, feeding. Put an arrow into him. The arrow didn't went really as I expected. I hit good, but it hit something hard in the ribs and sort of ricocheted down. But it got him. Stoked. He's a good mature billy. Weighs a ton. So I'm gonna skin him here, take the meat, and I'm gonna take pretty much take all the meat just on sticks, and then walk back to camp and probably take the fur with me as well, the skin. So yeah, pumped, big boy.